right? Make it a point to share this up. Faith really comes by hearing. What exactly do I mean by that? Think about the things that you hear all the time. I'm going to take it a step further on this call today. But think about the things that you hear all the time. Think about what you're constantly thinking about all the time. And then think about your current reality. Think about your physical reality right now. In most situations, your physical reality is a direct reflection of what you have been seeing and what you have been hearing. So you have to make it a point to dissect, hey, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? What can I do to make sure that I'm only seeing and hearing the things that I want? I'm only seeing and hearing the things that are going to get me to the next level. The reason for this video, I was thinking, and I made some notes about this, so I'm looking down, but I was thinking and I said to myself, how come the good kid, for the sake of the example, how come the good kid, the kid that grew up in the good neighborhood, who went to the good school, who lived in the richest county, in the U.S., that kid, right? How does that kid go astray? But there's a couple of things that you have to identify along that child's journey. There were a lot of things that were said to that child. There were a lot of things that child heard, right? There were a lot of life's experiences that child had, sometimes on their own, sometimes with their family. What takes place though, right? The stuff that we're constantly feeding our mind with is what we become. So, you do an analysis on that child. What is that child listening to on the bus? Right? Who is that child hanging out with when nobody's around, when nobody knows, when nobody is conscious of what's taking place? Because if that child is hanging around with the bad influences, if that child is listening to the wrong things, and sometimes the wrong things could be music that you thought wasn't even a big deal. Sometimes the wrong things to listen to for an extended period of time is the stuff that is constantly being spinned on the radio. Right? But they just take a couple cuss words out. Because you really have to look and say, man, kids is stealing, killing, robbing. How? Why? Because that's what they're listening to. Right? That's what they're listening to all the time. That's what's playing, right? In their Apple Music right now. Right? Trap booming. That's what's playing in their Apple Music right now. Right? Just smoke this dude, this, that, and third. That's what's playing in their Apple Music right now. So repeated suggestion, right? Repeated suggestion. The faith comes by what? Hearing. Hearing by what though? Hearing by the word of God, or you could be hearing by, right, your word, or even worse, hearing by other people's word. So think about it. You got a kid listening to a particular record that is saying, I am blank. And we understand that anything that is said after I am goes into creative process. We also understand that in order to be able to accelerate that creative process, I need to be saying it over and over and over and over again. I need to be even reciting it over and over and over and over again with excitement, with enthusiasm, with belief. But think about that same kid rapping those lyrics, right? That repeated suggestion with that same excitement just because they like that song, but they don't know what they're currently doing at that particular time is programming their mind to go out there and do something that they had no business doing. Does that make sense to you? Right? It's important that makes sense to you. You make that make sense to you on tonight. Faith really comes by hearing, but hearing by what though? So that's the choice that you have to make on this call. Is my faith, right, going to come by hearing the word of God? Or is my faith going to come by hearing what I'm saying about myself? Or what I'm allowing others to say about me? Because if I'm choosing to hear by the word of God, then that's where I'm operating. And that's how I'm speaking. And I'm only allowing certain things into my eye, into my ear gate in order to protect my what? My heart. right? In order to protect my heart. So it's very important if you're on this call tonight that you really understand that faith really comes by hearing, but you have to make a decision. Is it going to be hearing by the word of God, or is it going to be hearing by your word? Right? Because what is your current word right now? What are you currently saying to yourself right now? What are you currently saying about yourself right now? Right? What are you currently saying about yourself right now? What are you hearing by? So I'm excited. My prayer is that you caught some value from this particular video, and that you will make it a point that if you weren't operating from this place prior to today, that you will begin to operate by the word of God. Because what does the word of God say about us? I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. Right? Everything that my hands touch is blessed. Right? So why don't you go out there and say, I'm a creator. I'm abundant. I'm happy. I'm grateful. Right? And if we understand repeated suggestion, why not listen to music that has lyrics in it that will make us feel good, to where if we begin to even utter those lyrics, right, we're doing nothing but speaking life into our current situation. King Ezra, cut the check. Share this out with a friend. Let's work.